The gray squirrel is a highly adaptable species of tree dweller with a varied diet. They have been known to consume over 200 different kinds of tree seeds, but some foods are more popular than others. In this video, we will show you what are your squirrel friends' favorite food. Be sure to watch until the end to find out what treats you can give your squirrels, so let's get started. Squirrels are mainly herbivorous animals, but they are also known to eat small animals from time to time. They are opportunistic feeders who will not turn down food if it is easily accessible. Acorns, the most common food that can be found in almost any part of the country where these creatures live, is acorns. Because of their abundance, squirrels frequently store them for later consumption in the colder months. To save their life, they hide their winter stash because it would be too easy for predators to steal their hidden treasure if they were all kept in one place. Eastern gray squirrels can eat up to 3/4 of a pound of acorns each year. You can even grow an oak tree from an acorn, so just imagine how many acorns a squirrel eats in its lifetime. Oak trees are the most popular choice for squirrels to store their food because they are large enough to hide acorns without being detected by other animals. While squirrels will occasionally cache acorns near their homes, they will occasionally conceal them in bird feeders. This may not always go according to plan, since they don't always remember where they put their treasures. Nuts. Gray squirrels have been documented eating over 200 different kinds of tree seeds, but nuts are among the most popular. Among the nuts, hickory nuts are the favorites. But squirrels will happily consume any nut that isn't securely enclosed in a shell, such as chestnuts or walnuts. They can crack open hickory shells, but only if they haven't hardened too much. Squirrels love walnuts, but they prefer soft-shelled walnuts like butternut and black walnuts. They prefer the taste of walnut meat to the flavor of the hard-shelled English walnuts sold in grocery stores. Fruits and berries. Squirrels enjoy eating fruit and berries in addition to nuts and acorns. Elderberries, dogwood berries, hollyberries, and grapes are some of their favorites. When there's a big harvest, squirrels may store the fruits and berries for the winter. Other times they just eat them right away. In general, squirrels tend to choose ripest, most delicious fruits over less tasty ones. Squirrels may be enticed to your yard by the promise of fruit. Plant a tree or shrub that produces edible fruit. Not only will you get free natural food, but you will also provide food for other creatures. Flower buds and tree sap. Squirrels are known to feed on flower buds in the early spring before the flowers bloom. These blossoms are often referred to as the buds of trees. Buds are young leaves that form during the late summer and fall and remain dormant until the following spring, when they begin to develop into leaves. Squirrels, chipmunks, and birds consume the buds of many tree species. In the absence of buds, squirrels may consume birch, maple, and other tree saps. Tree and garden pests. Although squirrels primarily eat plants, they occasionally include small animals in their diet. This is especially true in the winter when other food sources become scarce. Small birds, eggs, nestling, mice, and other squirrels are among the prey of these nimble climbers. If a squirrel happens upon a dead animal, it will happily consume it. Corn. Corn is one of the crops that squirrels love to eat. Farmers sometimes lose their crops to hungry squirrels who raid their fields at night. However, corn is not native to North America. It originated in what is now southern Mexico, and the ancients cultivated it there around 9,000 years ago. Bird feeders. Bird feeding is a great way to attract birds to your yard, but it also attracts other animals, including squirrels. Even though they are technically considered pests, there is no denying that they are cute bushy-tailed acrobats. If you want to feed the birds rather than the squirrels, there are some things you can do to keep them out of your bird feeder. Squirrels are less active during hot, humid weather, so setting your feeders in the shade or near a heat source will help keep them away. Another option is to install squirrel baffles, which are essentially small cones or discs that can be attached to a pole to prevent squirrels from climbing it. Some bird feeders are designed to keep squirrels out. Consider investing in a squirrel-resistant feeder. They might be somewhat costly, but worth it if you want to enjoy watching the birds. Squirrels can cause a lot of damage to gardens. They dig up bulbs and corms, devour root crops, and raid compost piles. In addition, they will happily dig up your prize-winning petunias to see what is inside. Fencing is the most effective method of keeping them out of your garden. A fence at least 6 feet high is recommended to keep squirrels out of your yard. However, even if you have a fence, they may still be able to jump it. Consider installing a buried wire mesh barrier a foot below the surface and 6 inches above it. Human food. Because they are clever and curious animals, squirrels will gladly consume human food. They may rummage through garbage cans in search of delectable treats. That is why it is critical to secure your trash cans properly. Do not leave any pet food outside. This could entice a squirrel to visit your property. And once they settle in, they may cause a lot of damage. Squirrels can carry diseases and parasites that can harm your pets. Vegetables. Although squirrels prefer sweet vegetables, they will happily devour anything green. Squash, zucchini, carrots, beets, and radishes are some of the vegetables they enjoy eating. They also enjoy salads and will happily demolish your vegetable garden if you let them. Spiders and snakes. Squirrels are skilled hunters who will not pass up the opportunity to eat spiders and snakes. Even though they are mostly plant eaters, they will occasionally eat meat. Spiders and snakes are occasionally discovered in their stomachs. What foods should not be fed to squirrels? Although squirrels will happily consume a wide range of human foods, there are some that should never be given to them. Chocolate, avocado, onions, and salty or sugary meals should all be avoided. Nuts and seeds should not be salted or sweetened, nor should they contain chocolate or xylitol, an alternative sweetener. Feeding squirrels processed meals, especially those high in sugar, salt, or fat, might make them dependent on people for food and might lead to obesity and malnutrition. Obesity can lead to heart and diabetes problems, while malnutrition can lead to poor growth and a weakened immune system. How often should squirrels be fed? Squirrels are best fed in moderation. They can find their own food if they are not fed too frequently. If you have a squirrel problem, you should consult a wildlife removal service. They will trap and remove the squirrels from your home and property. Where can I buy squirrel food? There are several locations where you can purchase squirrel food. Check your local pet store or online retailer for a selection of squirrel food. If you reside in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, or Germany, you can find squirrel food at our website. Do squirrels hibernate? Contrary to popular belief, squirrels do not hibernate. They do, however, engage in a behavior known as torpor. During torpor, their metabolic rate slows down, allowing them to survive on stored body fat for several days without eating. Torpor can last anywhere from a few hours to a few days. However, squirrels will occasionally emerge from their torpor to consume cached food, drink water, or relieve themselves. As a result, they must be less active throughout the day and avoid being seen by predators. Squirrels typically enter torpor during cold, windy weather in the fall, winter, or early spring. In conclusion, we can say that squirrels have a diverse diet and are happy to consume a wide range of human meals. However, some foods should never be given to them. Processed meals high in sugar, salt, or fat should be avoided. Instead, they should be given nuts, seeds, and fresh vegetables. If you have a squirrel issue, contact a wildlife removal service. They will trap and remove the squirrels from your house and property. You can buy squirrel food at a pet store or online retailer. Squirrels are fascinating animals that can bring joy to our lives. By learning about their preferences and avoiding feeding them harmful foods, we can assist them in living long, healthy lives. Now it's your turn. What are your thoughts on what squirrel's favorite food is? Leave your answer in the comments section below. Please share this video with your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching. See you next time.